Laura possesses inner charm. It's fresh and pretty. She has charm, but not as Amanda wants it, but in her own way. She's capable of love, and she opens up to her high school crush, Jim. With Jim, she sees that her difference is an asset and not a handicap. Ironically, she leads Jim more into her world than she enters into his, and this way she becomes vulnerable to the ways of the real world. When her unicorn is broken, it symbolizes two things. First, her shattered hopes. Second, her becoming more normal. Laura does not have to retreat back into her world because she has never really left it sufficiently enough to necessitate the retreat. The broken unicorn is now ordinary like Jim, and so she gifts it to him and she remains in a unique world with the other unique glass animals. The next character is Jim O'Connor. He's an old acquaintance of Tom and Laura. He's the emissary from the world of reality. He's an average or ordinary young man who brings a touch of common world into the Wingfield world of dreams. He was a popular athlete in high school. Now he's a shipping clerk at the shoe warehouse in which Tom works. He is unwaveringly devoted to goals of professional achievement and ideals of personal success, something that Amanda actually likes in him. Jim is seemingly out of place with the other characters. However, he plays an important role in the climax of the play. He emphasizes the ordinary in him. He's special only to Laura. Tom refers to Jim as a plain person, someone over whom there is no need to make a fuss. Plainness is seen in him in every action that we see. He is interested in sports and does not understand Tom's more illusory ambitions to escape from the warehouse. To Laura, he's wonderful and exceptional. He is so different from our own world that he appears to be the knight in shining armor. The ordinary aspect of Jim's character seems to come to life in his conversation with Laura. He is the contact with Laura, with the ordinary that Laura actually needs. Thus, it is not surprising that the ordinary seems to Laura to be the essence of magnificence. Jim is careless about the sentiments and he shatters Laura's imaginative world. Later, towards the end, we learn that he is engaged to be married. Now let us look at the plot structure of the play. The Glass Menagerie has a unique structure. It is a memory play presented in the form of a set of episodes spread across 7 scenes. It is told by a character in the play. The omniscient narrator is Tom. Techniques of using flashbacks to develop the loose plot has been used here. Tom, as the master puppeteer, successfully focuses attention on his sister and mother. He calls himself El Diablo, the devil. He is the opposite of Malvolio, the magician, who represents illusion as reality. Tom presents reality under the guise of illusion. The play is told as a memory. Its simple plot follows the traditional curve of dramatic action. The first scene is largely expository or introductory. Tom, the narrator, provides the background information that is necessary for understanding the basic plot and the main characters. He reveals in his prologue that Amanda's husband and his father had run away from home 16 years ago. This desertion has much to shape the lives and personalities of Amanda, Laura, and Tom. The next 5 scenes include the rising action. Amanda tries to manage the lives of her children and find her husband for Laura. Tom dutifully obeys his mother and arranges to bring Jim O'Connor over dinner, even though he wants Amanda not to expect too much from his friend. Amanda sees Jim as Laura's savior and makes elaborate preparations for his visit, which turns into a fiasco. The climax is reached in the last scene of the play. Amanda learns the truth about Jim and that he is to be married to someone else. Her illusions are crushed and she must face reality. The following action is very brief. Amanda turns Tom into the scapegoat, ensures that he will desert the family, this blame game. The conclusion comes when Tom, again as the narrator, tells that he has abandoned Laura and Amanda to become a sailor, but he is riddled with guilt about his desertion. The audience can only imagine the miserable existence that mother and daughter duo share back in St. Louis. Let us now look at the symbols in the play. The first is Laura's glass menagerie. It is the play's central symbol. It consists of the collection of glass animal figurines. It represents the imaginative world of Laura, a world that is colorful and enticing but based on fragile illusions. It also represents a number of facets of her personality. Like the figurines, Laura is delicate, fanciful, and somehow old-fashioned. Glass is transparent, but when light is thrown upon it correctly, it refracts an entire rainbow of colors. Now, Laura, quiet and bland around strangers, is a source of strange, multifaceted delight to those who choose to look at her in the right light. The next symbol is the glass unicorn. Laura's favorite figure represents her peculiarity, extinct in modern times, and her lonesome as a result of being different from other horses. Laura too is unusual, lonely, and ill-adapted to the world she lives in. The fate of the unicorn is a small-scale version of Laura's fate in scene 7. When Jim dances with her and then kisses Laura, the unicorn's horn breaks off and it becomes just another horse. Jim's advances endow Laura with a new normalcy, making her seem more like just another girl, but the violence with which this normalcy is thrust upon her means that Laura cannot become normal without somehow shattering. Eventually, Laura gives Jim the unicorn as a souvenir. Without its horn, the unicorn is more appropriate for him than for her, and the broken figurine represents all that he has taken from her and destroyed in her. Next symbol are those of the blue roses. Blue roses was Jim's high school nickname for Laura's pleurosis. It symbolizes Laura's unusualness and allure, associated with Laura's attraction to Jim and the kind of joy that his kind treatment brings to her. It recalls Tennessee Williams' sister Rose, on whom the character of Laura is based. The fire escape is the next symbol. It leads out of the Wingfield's apartment and it has a landing. The fire escape represents an escape from the fires of frustration and dysfunction that rage in the Wingfield household. Laura slips on the fire escape in scene 4, highlighting her inability to escape from her situation. Tom, on the other hand, frequently steps out onto the landing to smoke, anticipating his eventual getaway. Now let us look at the main themes in the play. The difficulty of accepting reality is one of them. Characters have difficulty in accepting and relating to reality. Each character is unable to overcome this difficulty. Therefore, they withdraw into a private world of illusion to find the comfort and meaning that the real world does not seem to offer. Laura has the weakest grasp of reality. Her private world is populated by glass animals. Her inner life is incredibly fanciful and dangerously delicate. Tom is capable of functioning in the real world. He holds down a job and talks to strangers. In the end, he has no more motivation than Laura does to pursue professional success, romantic relationships, or even ordinary friendships. He prefers to retreat into the fantasies provided by literature and movies and the stupor provided by drunkenness.